If you have the transmission disconnected on an Audi A4 or 1.8T Quattro, then now's a good time to replace the heater core hoses. The hoses on this vehicle are not leaking. We're doing preventive maintenance. At this point, the coolant has been drained. At the engine bay towards the back, you're going to remove a shroud. This vehicle doesn't have that anymore. Disconnect the battery terminals. They take a 10mm socket, 10mm wrench, and then you're going to remove your battery. Normally there would be a shroud covering these hoses, but this vehicle doesn't have that. So after removing that shroud, obviously you're going to remove the two hose clamps. The bottom hose seems to be the inlet, and the top hose is the outlet. For sure you'll need hose grip pliers to break that bond between that hose and the heater core portion. Yeah, you can feel that bond break. So we're gonna start with the bottom hose, which should be the inlet. At the rear of the engine, disconnect the inlet hose that connects to a flange. Pry up and remove its retainer clip. Now we have it off. Make sure to have a drain bucket ready, and we're gonna pull this hose. Yeah, drain bucket's ready. Yeah. Next, disconnect the outlet hose. If you look up here, the inlet hose is the one on the passenger side. The outlet hose is on the driver's side, coming off of that grommet. We follow it and we see that it leads to a metal pipe. So we're just gonna remove its retainer. I'm able to do it by hand. Real easy to remove. And then just pull it out. Both hoses are now free, and we can pull them up from the top. There's a grommet on the bottom of these two hoses holding them together. So you're gonna pull them out, both. Pull them up. I labeled this side of the heater core with an I to represent inlet. At the workbench, we're gonna remove these two hose clamps, slide off the grommet, slide the grommet onto the new hoses, and then add the hose clamps. The inlet, the part number is CHH0167R, and for the outlet, CHH0168, both made by Rain Automotive. Cost about 40 bucks for the pair. Here's our finished product. Not much to it. Now we're gonna feed this back onto the vehicle. We're gonna feed this back onto the lower portion of the vehicle. We got the hoses somewhat in position. Make sure the hose clamp tangs are easily accessible to you. And the grommet, you just pinch it in. Pinch it in, it's only rubber. Just pinch it into position. At the bottom of the vehicle, use a flathead to open up your retainer like this. Open up your retainer like that. And then you're simply gonna place the hose in position until it bottoms out at the top here. And then push the retainer in. That's gonna secure the hose. And make sure you can't remove the hose. Now we're gonna do the same thing for the other hose over here. Same thing, open up that retainer and then connect it to its pipe. Now that the bottom connections are secure, we're gonna secure the top ones. Then we're gonna put a shroud, any shroud if it has it. Reconnect your battery and then put the top shroud if you have it. And that wraps it up for this video. With the transmission removed, now's a good time to replace the rear main seal and oil pan gasket. Here's a video for that. Or if you need to replace the valve cover gasket, here's a video showing that procedure. See ya in the next one.